Life is a video game, and when you start playing it like a game and you don't take it so seriously and you detach yourself and your emotions from it and you approach it like a game, is when everything changes. Because you are the main character of the game, and everything that you want is on the other side of you up leveling your character. And the way that you do this is you think about like the parallels between life and a video game. And in a video game, you have a life meter. And in real life, you have that same thing, but it's made up of two things. And the first thing that it's made up from is the skills that you have and your belief patterns that are gonna hold you back from getting to the next level. And the second thing that you have that is also gonna determine you getting to the next level of life is the effort and the hustle that you apply to those skills. I think about it in the same way as, say for instance, bodybuilding. It's time under tension. The more volume that you get in, the more reps that you get in, then those skills just get applied and you get force multiplied on those same things. It's like common sense, right? If you've got a skill and you do it only so often versus you've got that skill and you do it every day, 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, naturally you're gonna get more throughput, you're gonna get more out of life. And so if you're not where you wanna be, it's basically because of those two things. Either you don't have the skills or there's a belief that's holding you back, or you're not putting in enough volume with the skills that you currently do have to get to the next level. And I think about this in a lot of interesting ways. So the first way is when it applies to business is if you are constantly looking at your bank account and the money that you're investing in ads, and you feel an emotional connection towards it, and you're like, I don't want to spend it because then I'm going to lose it, then that's the thing that holds you back. And I meet with like thousands of business owners every single month. I've got thousands of students in my program. I've got hundreds of clients. I'm exposed to millions of people every single day on the internet. And the number one thing that I can see when I speak to these people that's holding them back, if they've got a business, i.e. they're in the car, it's moving and they just want to go faster, is their beliefs. They're like, they come to me, they're like, oh, Sabri, what do you think is the best way to grow my business? And I'm like, well, how are you currently getting clients right now? How are you getting sales? We go through all of that. And after a bunch of question asking, I finally realize that they've got some ads. They're getting a 5x ROAS or a 10x ROAS in these ads. And I'm like, hey, how come you just didn't spend more money? And they're like, oh, like I've never thought about that. And for me, that just doesn't make any sense. Like that's a common place to start. And the more question and probing I do into it, it's basically around that there is a fear of losing that money. So the way that I remove that fear is I think about it this way. When you start running ads and you start wanting to grow your business, you're gonna put like $2,000, $5,000 aside to running ads. And the moment that you put that in and you actually get a funnel that works and you put $1 in and $3 come out, you're basically gonna put the $2,000 or $5,000 in. And as soon as you get that investment back, you're gonna pull out the 2,000, right? So let's say that you spend $2,000 on ads. From those $2,000, you get $6,000. Then what I want you to do is take that $2,000 out. Now that additional $4,000 that you have created, that is not your money. You do not own that. So you have no emotional commitment to that money at all. You just detach yourself from it. And then you look at it as a game. They're just coupons. It's like going into the casino and betting and then having winnings, pulling the amount that you invested out of that, and then the rest is house money. You don't own that money. You created it out of thin air. And now you can be more reckless with that money. And you don't need to think about, oh, this is my money, I don't want to lose it. That is a small exercise that you can do to start playing business and life like a video game, is just removing the emotions from it. And if I look at, all the successes that I've managed to accrue, quote unquote successes along the way, it's because I just don't have an emotional kind of tie into these things. I've just removed myself. I look at my life as a video game and I have fun and I deploy my money like it's just coupons that buy me back more time in the game. And there are, just like in a video game, there are levels to life. And the first level that you have to unlock is just getting your first nut, like getting your first win, finding something that is going to work for you where you are making money from it. And that's the first thing. And that just breaks the biggest belief that, hey, I can actually do this. This is actually possible. And then that brings you to like the second stage. And the second stage is basically about building momentum. It's like stacking that small win and parlaying that into another win. And you're like, oh, okay, I've got some momentum now. The wind is in the sails. I am moving forward and things are really working for me. And momentum is an incredibly powerful thing, and it's underestimated. And you never want to lose momentum. It's very, very hard to get it back. So when you get it, you got to put your foot on the gas. And that's what most people don't do. They find a funnel that's winning. I call it a golden goose that's laying golden eggs. The moment they find it, they're like, oh, this is awesome. I went through all this hardship in order to find this golden goose. How about I leave it here and I just go try find another one, rather than just feed this one all the food and nourish it so it lays me all these eggs. That's how you get momentum, is just nurturing that one golden goose and getting it to spit out as many golden eggs as possible. And the third stage is about growth. It's about taking those momentum and then taking much bigger swings to get like a step level change. So you're not just going up a little bit, you're getting expansion and growth, and you're starting to use that money, hire people, find partners, invest in infrastructure, and basically start to play a more of a long-term game. Because in the beginning, you can't afford to play long-term games, right? It's like you're literally trying to survive, you're trying to find your first win. But the moment that you get some momentum, that's when you can start delaying that gratification and then start looking at, okay, now how do I grow this 10x? How do I really blow it up? Now, it might not be in the short term, it might be in the long term, but what is it that you can do like right now? What are some seeds that you can plant that are going to serve you in the long term? And that's where you really need to start delaying the gratification and pushing that further out. Once I started doing that is when things really started to grow geometrically for me, and I went from having those small wins into parlaying them. And I did what was unattractive to a lot of people. I invested, a lot of money, $500,000 in fitting out an office, in buying a team. I literally lived like a pauper. I pulled out such little money out of my business, and I put it all back into investing into my team, investing into the infrastructure, the R&D, my fit out, the environment for 3 years. And I just didn't look at anything, and I knew it was a long-term play. And then after 3 years, I pulled my head up and I was in a different place, right? I had 75 employees. I was doing tens of millions of dollars in revenue, and I was just in an unrecognizable place because I invested in that growth. And that's the third stage, which brings us to the fourth level of life. And that's expansion. You want to take all the stuff that you're doing now and you want to really start to deploy those assets to work for you. And this again is just about, your number one job becomes capital allocation, because you have all these opportunities, you've gotten some wins. Now, how are you going to allocate that capital, right? Where is it going to get you the best return on that money over time? And then that becomes the major game, and you need to critically look at all the opportunities that you're sizing up, and you need to obviously protect the short term and make sure that you've at least got 12 months of runway of cash in the bank account, that if no more revenue was to come in, you could still run the business and it would still be completely fine without it. That removes the stress, that allows you to think bigger. And then with all that additional capital that you've got, then you need to start thinking about expansion, right? How do you completely multiply your net worth and your company? How do you 10x the enterprise value of your business? These are going to be on big plays. And they're the 4 levels that you're looking at when you're looking at business and when you're looking at life. And the number one question that you always want to ask yourself is, what is the skill that I'm in deficient right now that's holding my life back, that's holding my business back? And then that's the first place that you want to deploy your money, in going out and acquiring that skill and paying whatever amount of money that you need to do in order to acquire that, because the upside is just so enormous that it far outweighs, in my experience, the cost that you'll need to spend in order to acquire that skill. And every single one of these levels in life, you are held back at that level because, one, either you don't have the skill that you need to get to the next level, or simply you're not putting in enough reps and enough volume to make it unreasonable for you not to go and hit your goals. And no one can answer that for you but yourself. The pillow doesn't lie. When you go to bed at night, right? You know whether or not there's more juice in the tank, if you left it all out on the field or not, or if you are coasting. And if you feel like you're doing everything that you can, you're working 12 to 14 hours a day, you're still not at the next level, right? that means you're definitely doing the volume. And then you simply need to identify what is the skill that I don't have to get to the next level. And the way that you figure that out is you just look at your business and go, why isn't my business doubling? Why am I getting to the next stage of my life, right? And if you keep on asking yourself that why, it will be like, oh, well, I'm not at the next stage because my revenue is not at $1 million a month. Well, why isn't it $1 million a month? Well, I'm not getting enough leads. Okay, well, why aren't I getting enough leads? Well, I'm not getting enough leads because I don't know how to scale beyond 10 grand a day on ads. Okay, then that becomes a skill that you are deficient in. And then you need to spend all the money that you've got in order to acquire that skill, because it is costing you whatever the difference is into where you are to getting to $1 million a month, for instance. And looking at like life as a game like this is very freeing, right? You stop looking at things like, oh, like I'm just down on my luck, or I don't have the right opportunities, or I've got some lack of resources to get to the next level. And you're like, no, I'm just the main character in the video game. How do I get to the next level? Oh shit, I don't have the skills. I'm not playing the game hard enough to get to the next level. And then you understand, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's not, no one's coming to save you, bro. You are the answer. You are the main character of the game. And your whole thing is just to basically get as many skills and all the potions and powers that you possibly can to get to the next level. And the more that you focus on that, the quicker you'll get to your outcome. So I'm just going out and I'm actually getting some lychees right now. And I thought, what is a quick video that I can put together to help you get to the next level? And some kind of mindset shifts that unlocked for me that really took me to the next level. You guys seem to really be enjoying this format of video, the low effort, low touch. So I'm gonna keep doing it for you. And so let me know in the comments if yes, you are enjoying these videos, and any topics that you want me to cover in upcoming videos. As always, go out there, stay dangerous, take action, and I'll see you on the other side.